Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request for a personalized recommendation to designs@patioheat.com. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, this is a residential louvered covered patio, and you can see here we have obviously the louvers on top. I have these semi-closed, these are a little bit semi-opened, and also there are some drop-down screen areas here. So this backside and the left as well as the right have these drop-downs on them. You can see that they are fixed in this railing here, so they're not going to be flapping around or anything of that nature. We do have a fan here in the center of the patio. Now, it's my assumption that this patio structure, even though it looks like wood, is all aluminum. If it's not aluminum, there are going to be some issues with regards to the placement of the units themselves, because we need to make sure that we are meeting clearances to combustible material. All right, so first design or option would be something like placing some slimline units on the ends here. Now, one issue is with regards to this is I see that this is probably the structural casing of the actual awning or screen drop down that comes in. So if it's blocked up like this, maybe you can attach it to a point like this, maybe you can't. I'm not quite sure. However, when you place a unit on a vertical surface like this, these are the Slimline 4000 watt units, by the way, and these are the black units here. When you place them on a vertical surface like this, with a bracket like this, the maximum angle that you can actually change from straight down to the ground, I shouldn't say it that way, this is go straight out, and 45 degrees down is the maximum throw or angle that you can actually achieve with a vertical mount on a Slimline unit. Now, I would recommend the Slimline unit just because of the fact that they look much smaller profile. This is only a 5-inch roughly and 3-inch tall this direction, so I think this would be a lot better than a C series or a W series for this application. But again, if this is not aluminum structure, then it's considered combustible, and this would have to be moved down slightly in order to meet the clearances. So clearances above the heater, just so you can see, is 6 inches, and we're not meeting that clearance with regards to this bracket. Now, when you mount it on a vertical surface, the backside here is okay as long as it's 45 degrees out. So that's one thing, but let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat that this would provide. 4,000 watt units. You can see that we're providing, a pretty good amount of heat right here. Now, at this angle, 45 degrees, we're not really heating up this about 3 feet, 2.5 feet from the outside edge here. If we counted this inside edge, maybe 2 feet from here to here, that we're not really heating up. This is infrared heating, and infrared heating is a light wave. A light wave is just like a flashlight or a strong light that you would be placing down. If you're not in that actual ray itself, the ideal amount of ray, then you're not going to receive that heat. Now, you could sit here and you could feel a little bit of the heat, but it wouldn't be ideal. So that's one issue I have with regards to this mounting position and the fact that the table and chairs are placed on this outside edge. Now, you could easily just move during those colder times, move the table in a little bit so that you're in that ray. And you can see that, this round table I have here, I pulled the chairs out just so that you can see that, you're not going to ever be sitting up against the table itself. So you can see that this would be a better application or option here. Also, just note that the distance that this light travels, the ideal amount of heat is about 8 feet from here to here. And so when you're sitting over here, you're not going to really feel that ideal amount of heat unless you have that second unit on, and then you have these crossover rays that come left to right, and then you could feel that warmth much better. So Anyways, this is one option, and then possibly another option would be to place a unit on this lower portion here and then angle this again at maybe 30 to 40 degrees into the left here. You can actually change this angle down a little bit to get a little bit more heat ray right around here, but this would be a more uniform amount of heat throughout the whole entire span. The other thing I want to mention too is you can see that I don't have these centered, and that's the reason why is because, you know, this is a cooking area here, and what I wanted to do is just make sure we're heating up as much as we can from this point here to this point here, rather than centering the unit where I'm throwing a lot of rays onto the cooking area over there. So now you can easily just, you know, push these over to the left so that they are centered to have a better visual, but the intensity of heat will be, you know, less over here on the right hand side here, or front you might call it. All right, so that's one option. And now the other thing I want to mention is that these heaters are about 18 pounds a piece, and so if we were to place the heaters some other way, let's go ahead and show that. And what I want to show here is I'm mounting them up here on the I'm going to call it the gutter system of the structure, and you can see here we have, you know, a little lip up here. Let's see if I can show it to you. So I'm sure that there's some sort of lip right around here, and I've attached just an inch high here, and then maybe a couple of bolts going through here. Now this is just straight bar that you could, you know, pick up at a hardware store, and then, you know, manipulate this. You can get an angle bar, let's say, and stack the two, bolt it to here, put a rubber, you know, grommet through here or washer through here so that you're still sealed as far as the water containment, and then bring the bar straight out and then attach your heater bracket to that. That would be something that might work. I'm not an engineer as far as structural integrity is concerned and how much weight this can actually handle, but being that these are 18 pounds, you know, 9 pounds on each one, I'm not sure if that would actually fit or handle the weight, the structure itself. If it's all aluminum, you'll have to talk to the manufacturer about that, the manufacturer of this structure itself. But what I like about this type of application is when you have it pointed straight to the ground, or the bracket pointed straight to the ground, you can maneuver the, you know, the heaters to a different angle. And so right now I have these at 30 degrees as opposed to the other set at 45 degrees. Let's go real quick on that again. So you can see that this is 45 degrees and this is a 30 degree. And then you can see the difference in the ray or footprint of heat. I'm able to, with this one, bring the heat down to the edge a little bit better. But the same thing applies over here. We're not really heating up this area here as well. So the crossover rays are very important in order to make this whole space uniformly heated. And then also you could, you know, go back to using that center unit over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off these ones on the ends. But how you mount this is really dependent upon, you know, the structure itself and what you can actually do, how much weight that can actually handle. So, and I'm not aware of that. So the other thing I wanted to mention with the two, let's go back here and turn this one on. Sorry about that. The other thing I wanted to mention is with the clearance and these drop downs, I was a little concerned about how that would affect the pull down itself or the screen itself. Would it actually cause it to deteriorate more quicker? And that's kind of why I've chose this as my preferred, the right side with this custom made mount as my preferred option as far as the placement. It just keeps it away from that edge a little bit better. Same with this side here as well. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetize. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.